And a very good afternoon as we start our football coverage this season by looking at just some of those new faces in the First Division, as our main match is the one between Everton and Birmingham City. And Dennis Law was with us at Goodison Park yesterday, our own new signing, who later on will be highlighting one of the day's outstanding individual performances. Also on the programme, the league champions Aston Villa against newly promoted Notts County, and that outstanding curtain raiser between Ipswich and Sunderland. So an enthusiastic crowd to celebrate the return of Howard Kendall, who named 5 of his new signings to face Birmingham City. Now let's join our new commentator, Martin Tyler, who's got the team details.
It was the Everton back four that gave Howard Kendall most concern in his first team selection. John Bailey, the final piece in that jigsaw, edging out Kevin Ratcliffe at left back. Alan Ainscough and Mickey Thomas add width to a midfield for which Kendall considered himself, but plumped instead for Trevor Ross. And up front it was a case of which of the 2 new strikers would partner last year's top scorer Peter Eastoe. Mick Ferguson is the unlucky one today, and he's the substitute. But it's not just Everton who parade the new names. Tony Van Mierlo is a forward who has played 3 times for Holland. Van Mierlo joined Birmingham in the summer from the Dutch club Willem II. So too did Bud Brocken, a 23-year-old winger who 2 years ago was voted the most promising player of the year in Holland. Jim Smith also signed Neil Watmore from Bolton last night, but too late for inclusion today. And Birmingham are also without Alan Kirbishley, who's not fit, and Frank Worthington, who's still in America. And this week, both Joe Gallagher and Keith Birchin were sold. So there is a place in today's attack for Tony Evans, born here in Liverpool. Evans, though, still in dispute with the club, and at the moment on a week-to-week contract. Howard Kendall deciding to watch the first half at least from a seat in the stand. And amid a great air of optimism, the new season at Goodison Park is underway. Birmingham City in the all-light strip, a change strip of all yellow, defending the goal to the left in the first half. And the referee, George Courtney, who oddly enough was in charge here at the last home game of last season. Mike Walsh, and the first touch for Jim Arnold. The pitch in good condition after heavy renovations during the close season, and it's a rather steamy, sultry afternoon. John Bailey. Here's Hartford. A touch from Eastoe. And Billy Wright arriving. Hartford playing it forward, touched off by Eastoe, and it came through finally for Billy Wright, who shot under pressure. Kevin Dillon breaks here for Broadhurst, held up by Evans. And the shot from Van Mierlo struck Evans, indeed struck a defender, and Birmingham City get the corner. And Bud Brocken has gone across to take it. Hawker up on the near post for Birmingham, and it comes for Hawker and Van Mierlo. So Birmingham, with 4 minutes of the new season gone, worked the set piece, and Van Mierlo puts one past Jim Arnold in the 4th minute of his Birmingham City career. So Tony Van Mierlo, bought to pep up Birmingham City's attack, has made a perfect start. And suddenly the mood of euphoria here at Goodison Park lapses into some of the tension of the back end of last season. when Everton lost 4 of their last 5 home games in the First Division. Lyons is forward at the free kick, and Ainscough! Is offside. So nearly the old adage of getting caught when you've just scored a goal, finding Birmingham out, and Alan Ainscough's joy turning to disappointment. So on a day when so many of this big crowd at Goodison Park have come to see new faces in Everton colours, it's the 2 new Dutchmen who combine for Birmingham City. Rockham's corner and Milo's goal. But George Courtney reaches for the notebook to record the name of David Langan for the late tackle on Mickey Thomas. This time Dennis closer to Ainscough. But Everton have the free kick. There's a tendency in Mark Dennis's game to dive in positions might be regarded as unnecessary. Bailey went for placement. Just had the snap side of goal and placed it wide of the post. Authoritative header from Lyons. Ross almost taking too long and having the strength to withstand Van Mierlo's challenge. Looking to get it back from Bailey. Bailey again. Ainscough getting behind them now. And Alan Ainscough. A goal that will bring him particular joy. Finding the gap just inside that far post. And 11 minutes gone. Everton are level. It's Everton's free kick. And as Wright looks up, you'll see Mike Lyons forward around the penalty spot, joining Bailey. And Lyons makes it. And Ainscough, and it's a penalty. Against Hawker for handball. Lyons making contact with the header. Ross couldn't make it, and it was handball there by Hawker. And there was some debate in the dressing room as to who would be entrusted with the penalties. Everton had a number of players who missed last season. Trevor Ross was one of them, although he always fancies the job. Asa Hartford was the incumbent at the end of last season, and it's Hartford who steps up now, and Whelans makes the save and moved in doing so. So George Courtney pointed straight back to the spot. Hartford looking to place it to the goalkeeper's left now, and Whelans was on his way. Kendall told me earlier this week that he would like Alan Bailey to take them. Bailey, you can see there on the edge of the area, and certainly involved in a conversation with Hartford, but perhaps bowing to seniority and turning away. So it becomes a battle of wits again between Jeff Whelans and Asa Hartford. no doubt in the referee's mind. And Jeff Whelans, who was 30 years old earlier this week, celebrates with a double penalty save. So Thomas will take the corner. And Whelans with a much easier task. So Asa Hartford joins the catalogue of Everton players who have missed from the spot. Here's Walsh. Ainscough had checked wide. Walker's header away. But the whistle that goes is for the end of an entertaining and highly eventful first half, with 2 goals in the first 11 minutes. Tony Van Mierlo putting Birmingham in front, Alan Ainscough equalising, but the scoreline staying at 1-1 thanks to Jeff Whelans twice thwarting Asa Hartford from the penalty spot. And Hartford in the end choosing the second time to go the same way. Whelans reading his mind and pushing it round the post, and it's 1-1 at half-time. So, certainly enough in the first 45 minutes to suggest that 3 points for a win might have influenced the manager's philosophies. 2 goals, 1 apiece, and the opportunity for several more. And maybe it's been that both sides have attacked rather better than they've defended. Mike Thomas, who gives Everton that shape in midfield, with 4 strung across the park and responsibilities on a wider front for him. Bailey's header. Both sides, of course, with great local pressures on them. Hardly needs saying what they are on Everton. But in terms of Birmingham City, very much secondary citizens in the area with the success of Aston Villa last year. Eastoe might make something here, and as he goes down, as Birmingham hesitated at the back, George Courtney well placed to give the decision right on the edge of that Birmingham penalty area. And Birmingham have everyone back behind the ball. So Ross and Thomas are the players over the ball, as Everton go about their work and trying to disrupt the line of defenders, and Ross strikes it. Gemmell was out quickly to block it. So power from Ross, but he couldn't find a way through. Right, coming off the near post where Lyons is as well. And it's Eastoe who finishes it off. So last year's top scorer has opened his account. And just as Birmingham did at the start of the second half, Everton score from a corner. Touched on by Lyons, and it's Peter Eastoe there for just that flick on to get it over the line. Broadhurst staying down again as Ainscough takes it up for Everton. Looks for Hartford. Put out by Todd. A little flare-up a moment or two ago between Broadhurst and Wright. It continued off the ball. But here's Bailey. Hurst touches it away from Thomas. Ball by Dillon. And Everton take the free kick quickly. And Kevin Dillon is the player being spoken to by the referee. So Birmingham face another examination in the air. Whelan's coming this time, Lyons getting there first. And Ainscough lost his bearings at the crucial moment. And this time the defenders left it to the goalkeeper, and it didn't work for Birmingham. Whelan's came, but didn't make it. It's Bud Brocken who goes off, and the substitute, another of the young brigade at Birmingham, Ian Handysides, who's 18. Ainscough, who's still full of running. And has he got the legs here of Dennis? He has, but he hasn't got the composure to finish it off. Maybe it would be asking too much of a fairy tale to punish the club that you've left with 2 goals. But he judged the bounce better, he kept his balance better, and then screwed the shot horribly wide. Bailey clearly onside against Hawker. Ainscough in the middle if Bailey needs the help. Well, he did so well, and it would have been the perfect finale to his endeavours in his first league game for Everton. Jeff Whelan's hurt in the collision, but the ball rolled invitingly across the face of the goal by Bailey, and Ainscough couldn't quite get there. Thomas with the socks now down and rather epitomising the way a player feels towards the end of their first league game of the season. A weary look. Mickey Thomas, who used to stand behind the goal to our right as a lad, as an Everton supporter. Here's Eastoe. Bailey wants it in the middle. Broadhurst gets it forward. Hartford. And Bailey is clear and onside. And Alan Bailey ices the cake. Well, Birmingham have threatened to be undone in that way several times in this second half. And they were caught square again. Bailey timed his run to perfection, and the lob was beautifully delivered. Dillon with the free kick. And Milo wins the corner. Comes here for Handysides. And it was Evans who had the flick. Handysides again. Broadhurst was stooping in. It's Ross who made contact for Everton. Well, from the Everton point of view, the scoreline could have looked less impressive. But Howard Kendall starts his regime here with a victory, and a victory that brings 3 points at that. And he'll be pleased, as the supporters will be as well, that 2 of his new signings got themselves on the score sheet. Alan Bailey wrapping up the 3-1 victory after Alan Ainscoed equalised the early goal from Van Mierlo. Peter Eastoe, the other scorer, and Everton win against Birmingham City by 3-1.
Yes, a very gratifying start to the season for Howard Kendall and his new team. 5 of Kendall's 7 new signings were on view yesterday, and one in particular caught the eye of Dennis Law, whom we're delighted to welcome as a member of our new team.
Thanks, Elton. It's nice to be here. Yes, Alan Bailey in particular impressed me a great deal. I thought he had the perfect debut. He had the perfect forward play. He was always a threat. He was always involved in the game. His running down the flanks and his contribution all over. Now, he set up the Ainscoed's first goal. It was a beautiful turn. He put Gemmell completely out of the game, and of course Ainscoed landed up doing the rest. Now, in the second half, he was involved down the right-hand side. Now, in a situation like that, some forwards might turn back, but he didn't. He went straight to the line, a beautiful cross, and it was unlucky that Ainscoed didn't get him there. And he also played his part in his defence. It was a marvellous header down to a teammate in space. So, really, I thought that he had an excellent game.
Surely, though, he was bought for what he can do in the penalty area. Were you impressed there?
Yes, I thought he looked a natural striker, and the sign of a quality striker is in situations like this where he gets the ball inside the box. Now, he hasn't got much time. There's a ruck of players there, and he's so cool that, unfortunately, he just slid it past the post. But really, a sign of a good quality striker.
Now, was it a fault that he was caught offside as often as he was in the match?
It is a fault for strikers, yes, but a good striker doing his job will always get caught off sides. He's got that half a yard to beat the defence. Now, if he waits, the chance is gone. Now, he made several breaks, particularly in the second half, linking up with Hartford, where he just, unfortunately, got caught off sides. Now, it's not look at it, it's what, a yard or 2 yards. Again, Asa putting through, now similar position, again caught off. But his persistence in going for those type of ball pays off, because here he is, he's beat the defence, the goal kick comes out, and it's a beautiful lob into the goal. So, and don't forget, that was in the 87th minute, so he kept on all the time. He never gave up at all.
Dennis, thanks very much indeed. Yes, certainly a marvellous start to Alan Bailey's career at Goodison Park. We'll take a break now. In the second half of the programme, yesterday's most exciting game in the First Division, that's the one between Ipswich and Sunderland. We'll be back in a few moments from now. And it's welcome back with a look at the reigning league champions Aston Villa. And they were really brought down to earth with a bump yesterday, beaten at home by newly promoted Notts County. The only goal of the match came in the first half.
Hooks takes a good corner. Now County start running and moving and trying to make space, and it's a fine goal from McCulloch. It's 1-0.
Well, that was the day's most surprising goal, all right, but by the end, County were thanking their goalkeeper, Rudy Avramovic, for a match-winning performance.
High-hanging ball that Evans gets to, and for Geddes. Good try. Only making the angle for the shot. And Abramovich tipping that one away. Looking for Geddes, the pressure unceasing. Mortimer, and with flies in. Hit hard in the direction of Geddes. Back to Gibson. A hurried ball. It should be a goalkeeper's, although Width was there.
Well, time now for that absorbing game at Portman Road yesterday. Ipswich, who narrowly missed the championship last season, against Sunderland, who were nearly relegated. So the odds strongly in favour of Ipswich. Let's see what happened as we join commentator Jerry Harrison and the cameras of Anglia Television.
Although Ipswich last season won the UEFA Cup, was second in the league and reached the semi-final of the FA Cup, the players' overriding feeling was one of disappointment. They intend to do even better, although that is quite a tall order. And it would be unreasonable to expect John Walk to get 36 goals again, in which case other players have to chip in with a few more. Alan Brazil, perhaps. He passed a late fitness test on a trapped nerve in his foot, but it is a bit of a gamble playing him today. Sunderland just missed relegation last season. They're without Barry Siddall, Sean Elliott and Stan Cummins, who are in America, and Ian Bowyer, who's injured. New manager Alan Durbin put 6 players on the transfer list this week, so by no means could you call this a settled side. Number 11, Nick Pickering, is making his debut here. He almost joined Ipswich Town last March. And another 18-year-old, Ali McCoist, £350,000 from St Johnstone this week, comes out of part-time football, gets an immediate look at a higher level from the substitutes bench. Right, the referee here is systems analyst Colin Downey from Hounslow. Inevitably, it's a baking hot day, not a breath of wind out there, pitch in marvellous condition, and a new season kicks off. Ipswich, of course, in the darker shirts, although both sides have new designs. Pinstripes are in this season. Sunderland new manager, hardly a full-strength side. And this is the newcomer, Pickering, getting it in, but away by John Walk. Munro, the number 3 there, is a new signing by Alan Durbin, brought from Stoke. Here's Munro again, bit of experience. Walk getting in there with a challenge, and it's a free kick to Sunderland. And that'll bring from the back Rob Hindmarch. Munro on this one, comfortably away by Arnold Muren, but there's only Brazil up there, and Clark gets his first touch, the Sunderland captain. He's been out for 15 months with a knee injury. Mills, who apparently had a slight fitness doubt before the game. But Ipswich fielding here, the side which won the UEFA Cup. McCall and Russell Osman. Room for Mills, but over goes Ritchie. Terry Butcher. Nicely driven wide to McCall. He's got Muren on the left touchline. Gates going forward. Well cut out though by Clark. Muren recovering. In holiday mood here, the Ipswich crowd, but a lot of Sunderland supporters too. Muren being well picked up though by Buckley, and Ritchie almost in there. Clark, in goes Walk, Brazil racing, no real trouble for goalkeeper Chris Turner. Interesting to see how Brazil lasts the pace here. Hasn't really done any proper training the last couple of weeks. Butcher with Brown. Good header. Chisholm wins that one, and Hinnigan forward to Buckley. Good control, but the pass not quite so good. It was asking a lot. Not a lot of room for either side in midfield. Here's a bit for Walk. Hinnigan straight to Muren. Butcher forward. Brazil chasing. Brazil's going to get in there. And the goalkeeper held well. Took a bit of a bungling. Now, I'm not sure how much the sun troubled the defender as that ball came down. But Brazil was certainly in there, and the goalkeeper held well. So much movement up front around for Ipswich at the moment. The marking is very tight. Brazil is moving across the face of the box. Nice touch, and Mariner puts him in, and again the goalkeeper was shot. That was great play between Brazil and Paul Mariner. Brazil looking for the cross. Nice touch by Mariner, and Brazil almost there. McCall. Fine ball to Mills. Gates filling the gap, but Clark is there first. Osman leaping. Ritchie. Rowell getting forward. He's quick, but I don't know whether he's that quick. Nice play by Mills. Mariner chasing this one, and Mariner's going to get in there. Mariner, oh, not once, but twice. Amazing bad luck. That was straight from one goalkeeper to the other, and Mariner so desperately unlucky. Mariner in on this one like a whippet when there was slight hesitation. Beautifully judged header off the bar, a volley, and again. Amazing. Buckley. Straight though to Steve McCall. Finding Gates. Lovely turn and away from Gary Rowell. There goes Brazil. He's not offside. Mariner takes it away from him. And the fullback Hinnigan just got the challenge in, and it was very necessary. Well, a lot of the Sunderland players there looking for offside as Gates puts the ball forward. Good run by Brazil. Mariner takes it off him, but excellent covering by Hinnigan. Corner then with Muren swinging it in. And Tyson volleying. Walk. Great save. Nicely hit shot because there was no run at that. Well, that was quick stuff by Ipswich. Tyson didn't hit his shot at all cleanly, but in and around the penalty area, you can always rely on John Walk to have a go. And good goalkeeping. Munro and Pickering out there using Gary Rowell. Forward goes Buckley. Muren's with him. Well, the desperate need to keep possession. Put Ipswich in a bit of danger. And indeed, there's a free kick there. It's a bit unwise there by Ipswich to try and be too constructive. Led to a bit of rashness and a free kick. With Hinnigan pushing up. And Hindmarch, the big number 6. And inevitably Ritchie's on his way in. Ritchie's there. Oh, it's a good touch. Tom Ritchie. A perfectly worked move. The big fella beginning the run in of a series of tall guys, and that was a lovely touch. Perfectly worked. In comes Ritchie. Nice touch, and the goalkeeper didn't have much chance. So Tom Ritchie, 4 goals in 15 games at the end of last season, opens the account for Sunderland, and that's a very, very important goal after they'd sustained so much pressure. Sunderland marking tight in midfield. Walk has got into the area once or twice, but he's found that sort of problem a lot as the first half ends on an either note of triumph at the moment for Sunderland. They're leading by 1-0. Ipswich got a wonderful reception here at Portman Road at the start of the second half when they came out. 45 years ago to the day they began as a professional football club. Well, before the time of most of the players here, but they'll be hoping to celebrate the start of the season with a better result than it stands at the moment, with Sunderland leading by that one shot goal by Tom Ritchie. Perhaps a question or two about the marking at half-time by Bobby Robson, and perhaps some of the finishing. Ritchie and Butcher. Ritchie trying one, blocked by Osman. Here's Hinnigan. In for Rowell. He didn't get a touch though, and it was panicked away really. They're rocking a little bit, surprisingly. That ball came at him very fast, though, when he was expecting a flick onto somebody else. It's a throw-in anyhow. Over McCall's head to Ritchie. Oh, there's a bit of support here. He put it straight in. Well, they were wide open for that. Buckley getting a gift, really, although he did take it well. From the throw-in, Ritchie really shouldn't have been allowed to turn that one into Buckley's path. Tons of room and time for him, not much of an angle, but Buckley puts that one in very, very confidently. 2-0 to Sunderland, and a real mountain now for Ipswich to climb. Sunderland, to begin with anyhow, were labelled as cannon fodder here, but it's very different now. Well, that was well worked by Mick Buckley from the throw and then the return, but he can't really be expected to get that much freedom all the time. But 10 minutes now into this second half, and Sunderland leading 2-0. And Buckley getting up again. Over to Hinnigan, blocked this time by John Walk, and a free kick now. Well, from the moment Ritchie scored that goal just before half-time, Sunderland's confidence blossomed, and they've looked the better side in the second half, certainly. Mariner turning, but not for too long. Now Murin might be able to pull one back. Up goes Walk. And John Walk is in business again. That's the sort of boost Ipswich desperately needed so soon after Buckley's goal. Once the ball had got down to the left foot of Arnold Murin on the left-hand side, Sunderland were in a bit of trouble. It was a very good cross, two fellas leaping for it. Walk in there strongly, and Ipswich are coming back. Well, that might put a little bit more confidence into the Ipswich side, which had drained a little bit, but John Walk, so desperate to score early this season, has got into the act fast. And they're both onside, Brazil and Mariner. Brazil should be able to get into a telling area. Not telling enough. Good catching by Turner once more. But it looks at the moment as if the game is wide open. This time the offside trap didn't work. Now Brazil is looking to lay one across the face of the goal to Murin coming in. He doesn't make it. Brown got a touch on, although he won't be in this game for much longer. Osman clears and out, and now the substitution, and a moment to remember for Ali McCoist, the 18-year-old from St Johnstone, comes out of part-time football into the First Division. Off comes Brown, who's got a strapping on his calf and has been limping most of this half. So for McCoist, the young Scot, a lot of clubs competed for his services. Here he comes into the Sunderland side. It didn't look like a useful throw either. Gates getting in here, nice turn away from Buckley. Now he's got support on the left and through the middle, but Mariner just offside. McCoist inevitably straight up front. McCoist going for this. Oh, a nice touch, Buckley. Oh, what a start for, not for Buckley, but for McCoist. And it's 3-1 to Sunderland. Well, what an amazing bit of play by the 18-year-old making his debut. Chasing this long ball, he was acting as a support player here. Now, keep an eye open for number 12 racing down the middle. He's not going to get the ball here, but he does now. And a lovely touch to Buckley, and that was a simple task, and he just rolls it in. So 3-1 for Sunderland, another one for Buckley, and a great introduction to First Division football for McCoist, Brazil. And Sunderland singing again. Gates. And Ipswich come back again. Well, he was well beaten there. He wasn't expecting a snapshot like that. And within seconds of Sunderland getting their third, Ipswich reply once more. Gates had 2 attempts, then drives it in here through the ruck, and that was a cracker. 3-2 now. Eric Gates opens his account. He reckons with 14 goals last season that wasn't enough. I'm not sure why, but he started well now, and we've really got a ball game here. There goes Mariner forward into the gully. Mills is supporting him here, but he needs somebody else, and he finds Tyson now. But Sunderland protecting the goal, but Steve McCall might try one. Oh, he hit the bar. Gates! Oh, and then the goalkeeper. That's the 3rd time Ipswich have hit the bar. That was a terrific shot by Steve McCall, dipping really over the goalkeeper. And then Gates had no time. He hit it well, but the goalkeeper did a good job too. Given away really to McCoist. He's got a lot of quality, but he hasn't got quite enough to beat Russell Osman then. Forward goes Brazil, he's onside. Knocking it back for Gates. In for Brazil. Oh, he misses. Brazil. Again, the challenge of the Russian goalkeeper obviously made the angle so much smaller, but really, if you're hoping to get named into the Scotland squad this weekend, you should put those in. Walk wins that, and Mills is in here. Tyson, pursued by Gary Rowell. Room for McCall. Muren going wide. Hard one for Mariner, it wasn't good enough, and makes it easy for Clark. McCall cuts out Buckley and Muren. Good play by Arnold Muren. Now they're looking smoother. But can they get into a penetrating area? Walk, Brazil. Well, they could, but again, the pressure on him was so tight, on his right foot. But once more, those half chances go begging. That was smooth build-up, then the longer ball forward, and the touch on by Walk to Brazil. He's only got one chance, and it's wide. There's room here now for Pickering to build up something for Sunderland. Not for long, though. Muren, under pressure from Rowell. Walk. McCall gets by Buckley. There's only 10 minutes left, though. And Ipswich are trailing by 3-2. And Sunderland, of course, now getting a lot of players back, all except 2 behind the ball. Gates to Muren on the right-hand side for a bit. Walk hooks on, Gates. That was lovely stuff. Sunderland stood back and said, all right, come on, show us what you can do, and they did. That was really clever stuff. Arnold Muren in here, lovely touch on by Walk, and immediate reaction by Gates. So it's 3-3 with just less than 10 minutes to go, and it's 2 goals now for Eric Gates. Mills picking that one up from Gary Rowell. In for Gates, going for the hat-trick. And that's a foul, but it's outside the area. And it's going to be a booking. Gates was away there, certainly. Whether he could have turned it into the net is a different matter. But Turner, quite obviously going to be booked. He's come off his line very, very fast on a few occasions, and he certainly did it this time, but not within the letter of the law. Now then, we've got Russell Osman square of these 3 players who are actually on the ball, with perhaps a better angle. We've got Gates. Here's Russell Osman. And blocked again, this time by Chisholm. And Chisholm boots it away, but there's only Cooper in this half. Referee has checked his watch. We've had a minute and a half of injury time. We've got the hind march clearing here as the referee blows the whistle for the end of some great entertainment. Final score is Ipswich 3, Sunderland 3.
Well, that's it, the end of our first programme of the new season, which marked a successful return to Goodison Park for Howard Kendall.
Hartford. And Bailey is clear and onside. And Alan Bailey ices the cake.